Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to make a wooden house. It's going to be ever so slightly more complicated than the previous wooden house that I've shown you how to make. However, it should still be fairly simple to build. If you want to make it, here's what you're going to need. You will need spruce wood, birchwood planks, you'll need yourself some birchwood stairs. You'll also need some form of glass. The choice is rarely yours, however you guys know what my favourite is. Glass pane, bring on the pane. And finally, the last thing we'll be needing is some form of door. I would go with wood, as this house is not only predominantly wood, it is basically just wood. So once you have all of those materials right there, and once you've figured out where you want to make it, I'm going to be making it right here. You're going to want to kick this off with a row of 7 spruce wood coming directly up from the floor. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Like so. Once you have your row of 7 spruce wood, you then, from the top block of your row of 7, want to go right by 11 with your spruce wood. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. What you then want to do is connect that 11th block to the ground. So this is where the tricky bit comes in. Oh, not so tricky after all. To give you something which should look a little bit like this. Once you've done all of that, you should end up with a nice little spruce wood archway, like so. And once you do have your spruce wood archway, this is what you want to do. First of all, you just want to designate which side of the house you want to be the front. And I'm just going to mark that out with a spruce wood there. So once you figured out which side is the front, this is going to be the front of mine. You then want to come to the back of the part of the house framework that you've made, and you want to do this. So from these top 2 corner blocks right here, you want to do 2 rows of 11 coming back towards the theoretical back of your house. So like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. And on the other corner as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And 11. What you then want to do is connect those 2 11th blocks both together and to the ground. So just connect them together like that. That's 1 to the floor, and whoops, connect this second one to the floor as well, which should give you something that should look like this. And once you've done that, you've essentially just made the ground floor framework, a nice little cubish shape right there. Once you've done that, it's now time for us to continue on. So this is what you want to do, and I was going to say come to the front of your house, but it really doesn't matter where you start doing this. So this is what you want to do, and I'm going to do a little bit of it whilst I explain what you need to do. So you want to basically trace along the top of your ground floor framework with your spruce wood like this. You just want to do like a layer of spruce wood on the outside of the top row of the frame of your house, if that makes any sense whatsoever. I have a feeling that the instructions might not, but it should be fairly simple to see what I've just done there. You want to have something which should, giving you a nice ground floor view, which should look a little something like this. It kind of looks like a table, doesn't it? Once you've done that, it's now time for us to extend up the corners a little bit. So once you have outlined your ground floor framework, you want to take each one of these 4 corners, and you want to go up on top of the corners each by 6 with your spruce wood. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And finally, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And what you want to do once you have your 4 rows of 6 coming directly up, you just want to connect them all together, top block to top block, like this. So just go around in a circle, or a square I suppose, go around in a square and just connect them all together, like so. Whoop, I thought it was gonna... You see, the problem with the wood, you have to be so careful with the placement, otherwise you get this. Let me just show you. you get this, and I really do hate seeing that. I wish it worked like it used to, where like the wood could only face upwards. Oh, those were the good old days. I don't need it going sideways, it doesn't make a difference. So, once you've connected all of those top blocks together, you've made the second floor framework. Pause this if necessary, of course. Once you've done that, well, we're going to do something very similar to what we did to the ground floor framework. We're going to trace along the top of the second floor framework with our spruce wood, just going all the way around the outside of the top of the second floor, like this. Just go right round, whoops, come on, there we go. Until it all connects together, like so, to give you something which should look a little bit like this. So I'm not exactly sure what to compare this to, but it kind of looks like the outline of like a cabinet or something, or like a bedside table. I'm not exactly sure. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know why I'm getting off on these weird tangents. Anyway, what you want to do once you have done your little outline of spruce wood is go on top of each one of the four corners of your now second floor of your house. Like this. You want to go up on top of each one of the corners by 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the other 3 as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And finally the last corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like so. So you just want to have 4 pillars of 6 like this. And you might have guessed what's coming next. Once you have your 4 pillars, you then want to connect them all together, top block to top block, like so. Just go around in a big square shape and just connect them all together to form what will be the top of the 3rd floor of your house. So let's just do that. There you go. So you want to end up with something that should look a little bit like this. Once you have done that, and as always, pause this if necessary, of course. So once you have got the 3rd floor framework out of the way, this is what you want to do next. We're going to be doing a little bit of support for the roof. So you're on the front of your house. You want to come to the front left-hand corner. Right here, the top front left-hand corner. What you want to do here is place a single spruce wood block going up. What you then want to do is 7 upright diagonals with your spruce wood from this block. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Like so. And once you've done that on the left side, just because I hate doing diagonals down, I'm going to start building from the right hand side. So coming to the front right hand corner this time, place your single spruce wood block, and then I'm now going to do 7 up left diagonals from this block. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 is just placing a block right there to give you something which should look a little bit like this. It's just a nice little triangular shape. So once you've got your triangle shape on the front, I've got some bad news. We've kind of got to do that on the other 3 sides of the house. So once you have done that to the front, pause this if necessary, of course. It's time for us to go around to the other side. So I'm just going to do this to the left side. Now, I'm going to do this on recording. I'm not going to just have to count and talk at the same time. 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm not going to cut out and do it by my lonesome. I figure I may as well do it along with you guys. I mean, of course, if you guys are following the tutorial, you guys have got to do this as well. So let's just do it all together. Let's bask in our misery together. So, oh god, I hate you, spruce wood. So, there you go. It's not too bad, really. I mean, I've already done the second side there. You're following the exact same procedure as you did on the front. You start with the single spruce wood, and then you do the 7 diagonals, and then it's up to you if you want to then go right one and then go down, or if you want to start from the other side and just do your diagonals from the other side. But now moving on to the back. I've noticed I always start with the left-hand side of things as well. I really need to stop doing that. 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right, there we go. Yeah, I don't know. I always do the same things in Minecraft. I think it might be a little OCD. Need to kick some of these habits. So I always start with the left-hand side of things. There we go. I always like to work in a clockwise fashion. I always like to use same colours of things. Some of these things I have to stop. It's not healthy. Whoops. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now build it up from the other side. Only just got this final side to do, and we're already halfway there. Once I've done this... Well, that was going to be a stupid thing to say. I was going to say that we should have a nice little pyramid shape, but of course we don't, because we're just going straight up with our triangles. That would have been extremely stupid. But anyway, this is what you want to have all the way around your house. On each one of the 4 sides, you want to have exactly what you did on the front. And just to go over that again, obviously, you start off with a single block and then you do 7 diagonals. It is simple as that. And once you have done that to all 4 sides of your house, it's now time for us to work on even more support for the roof. The roof is the most difficult part of this tutorial. So, coming back over to the front of the house, I always like to start on the front as a nice little anchor point. This is what you want to do. Come to the front left-hand corner, right here, and this is what you want to do. I'm just going to do this and then try and explain what I've just done there. So, starting from the front left-hand corner, you want to take out your birchwood planks, and you want to do a birchwood plank that is like diagonal to the left-hand corner block here that started off the framework for the roof. If that makes sense, it should. You guys should be able to see quite easily what I've just done there. And once you have done that, what you then want to do from this little diagonal block with your birchwood planks is you want to do 8 more diagonals coming up towards what will be the center of the roof. So let me just show you. So we want to do 8. So 1, which is just placing 1 there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and finally 8. It should be fairly simple for you guys to see what I've done there, just like a nice diagonal line going towards the center of the roof, and that should be composed of, in total, 9 birchwood plank blocks. Of course, counting the first initial one right here. So you want to have something which should, giving you this sort of view, look a little bit like this. And of course, once you've done that the once, you want to go ahead and do that 3 more times. So coming to the front right hand corner this time, placing the diagonal birchwood plank block that is in line with the first spruce wood that we placed to do the roof, and then you want to do your 8 more birchwood planks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and finally 8. The 8th block should be placed directly there. It should just be right next to the birchwood plank from the other diagonal of the roof. And as you guys see, it's getting quite dark here, and I don't really think that, well, I really need to explain this part of the roof any more times. You guys should be able to see fairly easily what I'm doing here, and you might be able to guess I've got to do this 2 more times, starting from each one of these back corners here. And just to go over it again, you start off with your single birchwood plank block right here, in line with the spruce wood diagonally, and then you just want to do 8 diagonals going up towards the center of the roof. You manage it the once, you'll be able to do it a few more times. So I'm going to finish this off, and I'll be back once we have the daylight, so back in a moment. So I have literally just finished doing the last 2 corners of the roof, and I just wanted to give you guys this nice aerial view here. Doesn't the house look cool from this angle? The main reason why I like this house is because of how the roof looks once it's all finished. So hopefully you guys had an easy enough time doing those last two corners of the roof. We went through the first two corners together, so those last two should be a walk in the park. Once you have reached this point with your roof right here, and as always, pause this if necessary if you're still working on any of that, of course, it's now time for us to add the actual tiles to the roof. So come to the front of your house and come to the front left-hand corner right here. This next part's kind of tricky to put into words, but you should be able to see quite easily what I'm doing here. So you're on the front left hand corner and you want to look towards the right hand side of your house like this. Take out your birchwood stairs and starting with the first birchwood planks in our chain of diagonals, you want to go to the right of your birchwood planks by one with your birchwood stairs. This is how far the roof is going to come over the house. Once you've done that, you then want to come up to the second birchwood planks, and with your stairs, you then want to do two stairs coming out in front of your house like this, and the second stairs will line up with the first birchwood stairs that you placed. This is how far the roof's going to come out. Once you've done that to the second one, you then want to do that to the third. I think you guys can see what's happening here. You do 3 stairs until it comes out in line with the 2 previous stairs. Then you move up to the 4th. And as you might imagine, you do 4 stairs. You move up to the 5th. 5 stairs. 6th. 6 stairs. And it goes on and on until you reach the very top of your birchwood planks. So once you've done one side in its entirety, it should look a little bit like this. Hopefully you guys can see quite easily what I've done there. It should be fairly simple. Let me give you that view. Pause this if necessary. Let me also give you this front view. It's quite simple. Once you've done that to that little section right there, this roof is split into 8s. You then want to, we're still on the front left hand corner here, but this time we're now looking towards the back of the house, and starting once more from this first birchwood plank, you just want to do 1 birchwood stairs, preferably the right way up, like this. So you just want to do 1 stairs, and that is how far the roof is going to come out for this section of the house, and it's the exact same all the way around. So once you've done that to the first birchwood plank, the second, 2 birchwood stairs, the third, 3 birchwood stairs, the fourth, 4 birchwood stairs, each of them only coming out as far as the first, and you just go all the way up the line until, just as we did on the other side of our roof, we hit the top. So you just want to keep going until you hit this block right here, and again, preferably place them the right way around. I wish I was capable of doing that. Until you have something which should look a little bit like this. Hopefully you guys can see very clearly what I'm doing here. And this is the effect that the roof's going to give. That is 1/4 of the roof done. Pause this if necessary, of course. Again, let me give you this little side view here. This is what it should look like from the side. Once you've done that 1/4 of the roof, you want to do the exact same thing, essentially 3 more times. So let me just go over it with you one more time. So you're on this side of the house, you're now on the front right hand corner. You're looking over towards the left. You're starting with this first plank. You do 1 stairs, starting from the first plank, like this, in this position, facing outward. Then you go up to this second plank. You do 2. That's as far as the roof's going to come out, just like on the other side. The third, 3 birchwood stairs. The fourth, 4 birchwood stairs. 5 birchwood stairs, so on and so forth, all in line until you reach the top. So just to advance this process along, God, I really hate the stairs. Just like this, going all the way up, giving you something which should look like this, and it should all connect together nicely, like so. That is the 3/8 of the roof. Once you've done that, again, we now come to this block. So we're still on the front right hand corner, we're now looking towards the back of the house. From this first plank, you do the 1 stairs. Again, the right way up would be nice. You do the 1 stairs, that's as far as the roof comes out, and then onto the second plank, the third plank, fourth, fifth, so on and so forth until you reach the top. I think I've drilled my point in. I think that you guys now should be able to. This is real. It's kind of hard to talk and place these stairs at the same time. I'm concentrating so hard on trying to like get the right position on the plank so it doesn't go upside down. I just can't form words. So it should be quite obvious what you've got to do at this point. I've been trying to drill it into you. This is exactly what you want to do for the roof. So that is actually one half of the roof 100% complete now. It looks exactly the same as that other little quarter of the roof. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut out and do the other half of the roof just to give you guys a nice top view like this. This is exactly what it should look like from the top. It just slopes down. It's a cool roof. I really like it. So I'm going to be back in a moment once I've done the other half of the roof. You guys should be able to manage that without my instructions, no problem from here on out. So as you guys can see, I have 100% completely finished doing the roof. Look how cool it looks. I really love looking at it from this view. I really like the design. Hopefully you guys had no trouble whatsoever in completing the other half of that roof. I don't think I could have been any clearer with my instructions. I don't think I could have made it any straightforward. So hopefully you had an easy enough time doing that. Once you have 100% completely finished that roof, and as always, pause this if necessary if you're still working on any of that, of course, it's now time for us to do the final work to the exterior, which is just going all the way around and filling in all of these panels that we have around the house. And we're going to be starting with the ground floor. We're going to be starting with the ground floor entrance because it's the only panel that is different to the others on the ground floor. So come to the front of your house and come down to the very bottom. And the way that I'm going to be filling in these panels, I'm just going to fill them in and then show you guys the end result. Otherwise, I don't think I'm going to be able to put into words what I'm going to be doing, to be quite honest with you. I think it's going to end very badly. I mean, I'm having a difficult enough time just doing the panel, to be honest with you. If you guys have been paying attention, I've already messed up twice, but there you have it. And as a side note, when you're placing the spruce wood for the panel, and as you can see, the spruce wood is just one block backwards in relation to the framework of the house. Whilst you're placing the spruce wood, it's going to be a lot easier for you if you do it from inside the house. Otherwise, you're going to have all kinds of trouble placing these vertical pieces of the spruce wood. So, as I said, I'm just going to crack on and do this, and then show you guys the end result. I don't see any better way of doing this. It's going to end horribly if I try to put my explaining hat on. So this is what you want to start off with for the front entrance panel. This is what it wants to look like in its initial stage. As you can see, spruce wood outline, and then there's just a bit of birchwood and glass thrown in there. Pause that if necessary, of course. Once you've done that, we've just got to make a couple of amendments to it. So this is what you want to do. You want to kind of, the little birchwood archway that we have here, you just want to make a spruce wood one in front, then place some spruce wood planks there, then some stairs, place some spruce wood either side of those stairs, and then place 2 wooden doors. You want to have something which should look like that. The actual entrance of the house, the actual walkway, is just 1 block outwards from the panel that we've done. So you want to have something which should look exactly like this. As always, pause this if necessary, of course. Once you've done that, it's now time for us to go and do the other 3 panels. So these other 3 panels are actually identical to each other. So once you've done the one, it's going to be very easy for you to do the other 2. So I'm just going to carefully show you what you want to do for this first one, and then we can get a crack on with the other 2. We don't want this tutorial to last forever, do we? So just going around like this. So this is what you want to have for the other 3 panels. This is exactly what you want to do for the ground floor. It is a very simple design indeed. Those empty spaces right there are going to be filled in with glass pane, but I just want to save a little bit of time. Spruce wood border, birchwood planks in the middle, leave those spaces for the glass. Pause this if necessary, of course. I'm going to go and quickly do the other 2 remaining panels for the ground floor, and as I mentioned, they are the exact same as each other, so we're just going to quickly do this. The only difficult panel, quite honestly, is the entrance panel, and the only reason for that is because there's just a couple of layers. It's the only one that's different, as I mentioned, so just quickly do that. As you can see, that is the back panel. It's the exact same as that side panel. No real reason to show you. I'm just going to quickly rush through these. I can already... Whoops. Placed that slightly wrong. I can already feel the timer on the recording adding up. We don't want that, do we? So there you go. Some birchwood planks added around. Window 1, 2, and 3. So just to give you guys an outward view of what we've just done, as you can see, it's the exact same for those 3 panels. The only differentiating one is the front panel right there. Very easy. The exact same panel on all 3 other faces of the ground floor. So, as always, pause this if necessary, of course, if you're still working on those. Once you're finished with those, it's now time for us to ascend up to the 2nd floor. So, this is how the 2nd floor differs from the 1st floor. Every single one of these 2nd floor panels are identical to each other. They are all absolutely the same, and I'm going to be using the exact same method that I used on the ground floor to show you how to do these panels. I'm just going to quickly do this panel right here. I'm already halfway through it, and then I'm just going to show you the end result. And you know what, as a matter of fact, I'm actually going to quick build all of the other 3 panels. I don't think that you guys really need to see the footage of me going all the way around the house and just doing the exact same thing. I think it really is just unnecessarily tacking time onto the video. So that is what you want to have for every single panel on the 2nd floor. As you can see, it's basically just a spruce wood border, and that is pretty much it. There's a bit of birchwood in there, and a few strips of glass pane, and that is it. That is what you want to do to every single panel on this 2nd floor, and that is what I'm going to be doing. So I'm going to be back in a moment once I have 100% finished all of the other 3 panels. Back in a mo. So as you guys may be able to tell, I have just finished doing all 3 of the other panels, and you may notice that they are all exactly the same. All 4 are identical, so hopefully you guys will have absolutely no trouble in doing that for yourselves. So as always, pause this if necessary, of course. Once you've finished doing floor number 2, it's now time for us to move on to floor numero 3. Yeah, so floor number 3 is pretty much the exact same as floor number 2. Not in terms of panel design, but in terms of the fact that every single panel is the exact same as each other. All 4 panels are identical, so I'm going to just quickly do the entire panel, show you the end result, and then quick build the other 3 panels. Again, I don't feel it necessary for this video to be like an extra 15 minutes long, just me doing every single individual panel on recording. So, as a matter of fact, I've just about finished this first one. I just have to finish putting in that there glass pane, and there you go. So, this is what every single panel should look like on the 3rd floor. They should look the exact same as this one right here. A nice little spruce wood bordering, a nice little spruce wood line through the middle, and then there's just a mix of birch wood and glass pane. So I'm going to go ahead and do all 3 of the others. Once I've done that, I'll be back and we can move on to floor number 4. So back in a second. all three are the same as this one. So I have just finished doing the entire third floor. As you can see, 100% the same all the way around. All four sides are identical. So once again, if you managed to do this first panel right here, you should have no trouble whatsoever in doing the other three. So as always, pause this if necessary, of course. Once you've finished doing the entire third floor, it's now time for us to move on to the fourth and final floor. And again, we're going to be using the exact same strategy as we have done a few times before. So this one is ever so slightly more complicated. You're just going to have to give me a moment to work on this. It's a little bigger than your average panel, a big giant triangle shape, so there we go. This is actually a little easier if you do it from the inside for some of these parts, for the spruce wood especially, as with some of the earlier panels, the spruce wood can get a little tricky to handle if you don't do it from the inside. So let me just see here. That's right. Now we've just got a few of these to add here. There's two below here, there, I believe. There we go. So now all we have to do is add in some glass pane. A little bit more complicated than the average bear, but it's not too hard. So let's see here. Let's see what we're left with once we've finished. So there you have it. That is the fourth floor panel. That is what you're going to want to do all the way around the very top of your house. Not too complicated whatsoever as I look at it now. It just was a little tricky to get around the roof, that's all. You have to do some of it inside, some of it out, or not. Completely up to you. So that is what you want to do all the way around the top of your house. I'm going to be back in a moment once I've done exactly this 3 more times around the house. Back in a mo. So I have just finished doing every single panel on the top of the house. As you can see, all 4, just like with the previous 2 floors, they're all identical. Every single panel is the same. So hopefully you guys had an easy enough time doing that. Manage the first one, you'll manage the rest. So as always, pause this if necessary, of course. The only thing that we have to do once you have finished doing that is the roof. There is one last thing to do for the roof. I wanted to leave this until we did this top panel just in case it interfered a little bit. It doesn't look like it would have, but you never know. So the only thing that you may want to do with the roof is this. On the very edging of the roof, you may want to place upside down stairs below the regular stairs, outward stairs for the end of the roof, and I'm just going to show you what it will look like once it's finished. So you may just want to do this. There you go. It just makes the roof look a little bit better, and I think that it gels well quite nicely with the panel as well, with the several layers. Like you've got the layer of the roof now with the upside down stairs, and then you've got the spruce wood, and then even further back you've got the panel. I think it makes the roof look even better. So I'm just going to quickly nip around every single side of the roof and do this. So I'm just going to quickly get this done. And as a matter of fact, I'm just going to cut out for a moment whilst I do this, just save a little bit of extra time. So whilst I was gone, I managed to take care of the entire roof, went all the way around with the upside down stairs, placing them underneath the most outer layer of the edge of the roof. Nowhere else, just the outer layer, as you can see, and in my opinion it's looking nice. I really do like this roof. I think it honestly does make this house. So there you go, that's what you may want to do for the roof. But not only did I do the roof, I also did a little bit with the interior, and I do mean just a little bit. So all I did for the interior, just to show you this now, all I did was throw in some floors. I used some nice dark wood. I used some spruce wood planks, but I also threw in some stairs. As you guys know, I don't do interiors whatsoever, they're not my deal, so this is all I did. I really just threw these in here just to demonstrate how many floors you can actually get out of this place. You can even get more. You could tunnel into what would technically be the attic and make another floor, but honestly there's 4 floors and they're very big, they're quite spacious. It's a really nice house and I think it's extremely simple to build as well. It's a good house, I really do enjoy it. So there you go, just to show you the interior as well. Not that there is really much of one. It should be fairly obvious. I've came outside just to show you where you may want to put the floors. It should be fairly obvious to you where I did place the floors. They're pretty much in line with like the level separations of the house. They're in line with this outward part of the spruce wood, as you might imagine. It's very easy to place, very easy to deduce. It really doesn't matter where you place them, honestly, just as long as they don't obstruct the windows. If you're into that, they can obstruct the windows if you want, it's completely up to you. But the reason that I did that and showed you that is because once you've reached this point right here, this house tutorial is 100% completely over. There is nothing left for me to show you at this point. We are 100% completo finished. There is nothing else to show you. I'm just giving you a nice 360-degree view of this house right now. God, I really like the house. It might be the color combination or something, I don't know. It is the roof as well. I keep going on about this roof, but I really do love it. I love this style. I need to make some more like this. Maybe make them even more complicated rather than just big, but I really do like... I like when houses are kind of like reversely sized. That doesn't really explain what I mean. You know how a house you'd expect to like start off big and then get gradually smaller as it goes up? Well, I like when they start off small like this and they get bigger. I don't know, I really like the design. But there you have it. I hope that you guys had an easy enough time following this tutorial. I hope that you managed to make it no problem. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.